Okay, we're doing number 5C. And we're pretending for a moment that this bottom was n equals 1. It's not. But I want to show you how you change things when it's not. If there was an n equals 1 there, you would plug 1 in, and the first term would be 8. What would you get when you plug in 2? 2 times 2 plus 6. 10. Plug in 3 times 2 plus 6. 12. So do you have the pattern? What's going on here? What do you think is next? 14, and then 16, and so on. This would be when n is 1. It would be the first house on the block. The address would be 8. Second house on the block. The address would be 10. The third house on the block would be 12, and so on. Somewhere along the line, do you think we would get to the 13th house? Somewhere, I mean, right? You would just keep adding 2, adding 2, adding 2. And somewhere down the line, you would get the 13th house. And then, do you think further down the block, you would eventually get to the 31st? Just say yeah. Yeah, okay, you'd get to the 31st. If the sum was from 1 to 31, they would want to know what all of these numbers add up to from 1 to 31. 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus etc. until you get to the last house on the block. But they don't want that. It doesn't start with n equals 1. It starts with n equals 13. So instead of finding this entire sum here, they only want you to add these. Okay, that's what it means when the bottom number is something other than 1. So what we need to do is plug 13 in to get this house number. What's 13 times 2? Plus 6. 32. Now plug in 31 to get the last number in the sequence. What do you get? 68. 31 times 2 is 62, plus 2 is 68. So they don't want to know what they all add up to. They just want 32 plus 34 plus 36 all the way up to 68. Okay? So it's an arithmetic series starting with 32 and going up to 68. When it's arithmetic, you use this formula, always. Now what's confusing about it a little bit in this formula is they want to know what U1 is. But that's not the U1 that I had written up here before, remember? The first house on the block. We don't care about that. We only want to start here. U1 in our formula means what's the first term in the portion of the series that we're looking at. What is it? 32. So that's why U1 is 32. What's the last term over there? 68. What's always in the bottom? 2. The last thing that we don't know is how many houses are on the block here. How many numbers are here from the 13th to the 31st? Do you know what a common wrong answer is? 18 is a common wrong answer because from 13 to 31 is how far? 18. So students will often say, okay, well then there's 18 numbers there, but there's not. There's 19. If you're finding the difference from 13 to 31 on a number line, you know what you're looking for? When you find the difference, you're looking for the space between, the gap. How far is it? But if you're saying how many numbers are here, there's 19, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you added them all up, there'd be 19 numbers there. Think about this. Let's say you were going from 1 to 5 on a number line, right? What's the difference between 1 and 5? 4. That's how many jumps it would take to get there. But if I said how many numbers are here, it's obviously what? 5. Okay? So there's 19 terms in this sequence. And when you plug all this into the formula, it turns out to be 950. Okay? 950. So that's 5C, and that's what happens when the bottom number is not 1. Be a little more careful in what you put in.